Such a hockey
I've
game.
already been called that.
Oh, that's really lucky.
Florida's on power player now.
Let me know when you're ready, Miss Stokes. We're all good. Okay, perfect. Thank you. We're all just getting pens. We seem to be running out of them here. Are you taking my pen again? Probably. Okay. All right. I call to order the special meeting of council Monday, June 24th, 2024. Item number 2, adoption of agenda. The council adopts the agenda as presented. Can I get a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Johnston. Thank you. Any discussion? Councillor Rabble, yes?
Just a minor piece. I believe at the top of the agenda it says 6 p.m., but obviously we're starting a little later than that. Just a minor piece.
Thank you for noting that. Yes, we'll have to make the change to 7:15 p.m. Thank you for noting that, Councillor Rabble. Any other concerns? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Wonderful, thank you, and that is carried. Okay, moving on to new business. Item number 1.
The council gives the 4th reading and adopts the zoning bylaw number 1058, 2024.
Can I get a seconder? Councillor Woodall, thank you. Any discussion? Councillor Woodall? No, Councillor Wall. What is with me today? Sorry.
I do have a question regarding the timeliness of these amendments being made, considering it's been over 2 years since the government announced the need to update all zoning bylaws in the province. Is there a reason we're doing this last minute before the 2-year deadline of June 30th?
I technically have an answer for that, but isn't it best that we do it before the deadline of June 30th? These are all coming from the province, so it's sort of one of those. Yes, Councillor Wall.
I did bring this up in December of 2022, and it's come up again in early 2023. So I'm just curious as to why it was an action item at one point, and it was no longer an action item. And during our strategic planning session, we did have the CAO mention that it would be better off done by the next council potentially. So I'm curious as to why it's been brought up. It's been brought up again. What's the reason for the procrastination to have this done now, last minute, when it should have we could have had it done well in advance with some public consultation and whatnot, instead of just ramming it through last minute with no choice?
So if you'll note that there was actually a notice put out on the village website as well as the Facebook page stating that the public notice has been waived regarding these changes to the zoning. Due to the fact that it is coming down from the province, there was no public notice expectation, and so that waiver was put out to the public weeks in advance to it being on the agenda. While I do respect your comments, I just need to ask if you are opposed or if there's any specific information you're looking to regarding the item that's on the agenda. Is there something specifically you're looking for more information on? I can't speak to procrastination of the staff, and I currently am not going to, so.
Okay, then in action it is.
Okay, all right. Any other concerns for, Councillor Rabble?
If I may, so in the public interest, I understand that the province has made an exception here to waive the public consultation process for what would usually be required for a zoning bylaw. And for that, I'm shocked, but I understand there must be more context to that. I'm opposed to this bylaw generally. The way that it's worded, I've mentioned this in previous meetings and strategic planning sessions, but the way that it's worded only prescribes very specific things and excludes everything else, which I don't feel is the best way to approach it. I'd rather exclude the unfavorable things, the dangerous things, the harmful things. and include everything else. But that's why I'm opposed to this bylaw. I've mentioned this before. And the other piece is the minimum standard for parking, including in these additional dwellings as essentially, from my understanding, the change to this bylaw would be regarding residential zoning and the addition of accessory dwelling units to residential R1 zoning. I believe we already had pieces of that before, but anyways, it's the parking. It's the way that the bylaw is worded, which I brought up previously. And then also it's the way in which the province has moved this forward. I believe that there should be optimal time for public consultation. Obviously, we were, as per that notice, there was a prohibition for that to occur. I don't believe that is the right thing to do. And that is why I'm opposed to this bylaw.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Ravel. Councillor Wall?
I will also be opposed to this bylaw due to the fact that I just want to make it noted publicly that I had brought up many concerns via multiple emails between the mayor and the CAO regarding this bylaw in 2022, late 2022, and throughout 2023, none of which have been addressed. That is why I will be voting opposed, because I feel our voices are not being heard and action items are not being addressed.
Okay, thank you. Well, any other discussion from any other members of council? No? I'm going to oppose the question then. All those in favor of adopting zoning bylaw number 10582024? All those opposed?
Nay.
Would you like your opposed noted?
Noted, please.
I would like mine noted, but I'd also like it to have a note that says due to changes not being followed up on. It's just inaction. It's simply procrastination and laziness.
Okay, and Councillor Wall, that is an inappropriate statement I'm just going to say, and at this point in time your opposed can be noted, but we don't normally give verbatim reasons on why you feel the opposed should be noted. It's just your name below it. You have voted opposed. Your opposed will be noting, stating that you have voted opposed, but I do not feel it appropriate to put such comments underneath the opposed due to the targeting that could potentially put on staff. So at this,
I do feel it is appropriate, however, because it has been multiple years and no changes have been made. Our voices have not been heard, and a good leader would stand up and facilitate these conversations instead of shutting them down and ramming through a special meeting with 48 hours notice at the last possible second to get this done before deadline.
right, okay. Well, the notice for special meetings is within 24 hours, which is the window in which we were in. I'm going to be moving on in the agenda, please. I'm moving on. Item number 2, that council approve the amended Legion resolution. Can I get a seconder?
Second.
Councillor Whittle, thank you very much. Discussion regarding the amended Legion resolution. Okay. Ms. Stokes, are you looking for a specific motion regarding this?
Approve that wording.
Just to approve it? Okay. All right. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor? Okay, and all
Aye.
those, okay, so none opposed? And that's carried.
Who seconded it?
That was seconded by Councillor Whittle.
Okay.
No worries. Item number 4, in camera as per section 91 of the community charter. You want to read that?
The council moves to in camera as per section 91I. The receipt of advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose.
Can I get a seconder? Councillor Johnston, thank you.
Introduction of late item 4.2.
When I adopted.
Now.
Now?
Just introduction of late
Oh,
item
yes, yes.
4.2 and the reason.
Okay, thank you. And I would like to do the introduction of closed late item 4.2. As per section 91K of the community charter, K, negotiations and related discussions respecting the proposal provision of the municipal services that are at their preliminary stages and that in the view of council could reasonably be expected to harm the interests of the municipality if they were held in public. Can I get a seconder on that one? Councillor Whittle, thank you very much. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Okay, we will move into our close. Just give us about 10 minutes, we'll get all that sent out.
They have it.
They already have it? Okay, so hang on, just give us 10 minutes. 'cause
I
we-
have the 10 minutes.